January 2024, and this is what my studio looks like right now. I'm working on some old sculptures that myself and some friends made about a decade ago. Some good friends. Maybe 2011-ish, around there. My friends Desiree Hepp, Greg Bankard, Tom Bacco, Kimmy Cat, Jeff Knowlton, and a few others, to name a few. We decided that we were going to make something for the LA Burningman regional event out in Joshua Tree. So what we did, we made a tent, like a big tent, and on each corner of the tent was a post, if you can call it that, a sculpture that looked kind of like this. This is the model we made. And there were cables that came down. These are 12 feet tall, by the way. And then there was cables that came down that secured it to the ground, and stakes that went down this way. And then here was another cable that went off to a center, and there was a center tower, and that was a spiral helix that went way up into the sky. And on top of the helix was a sphere, a glass sphere, and that was probably like 16 feet tall. So these are 12 feet tall. That helix structure is in my garden at home for the time being. So yeah, we had a great time that year. Wonderful time. Built community, built friendships. I'm still friends with all these people, and I love them dearly. I am the metal expert of the group, and them not so much, but I taught them how to use like this wheel here, this tube roller, to make these shapes, and then we cut them up, and I taught them how to do stuff. Actually, Kimmy Cat, she already knows. She's a certified welder, but the other people didn't. But it was wonderful. It was a learning experience. And then we took it out to the desert, put it in a big truck, and set up this tent. And in the daytime, we had people give lectures. Pretty much anybody who wanted to give a lecture could. And it was kind of like a center camp thing. And so one person gave a lecture on, the environment. He had come up with a way for your refrigerator to use less electricity, use off-grid electricity. Another person did a lecture on ayahuasca, the spirit molecule. Someone else, Athena, she gave a lecture on community and the Burning Man spirit and the Burning Man ethos. There were several other people. I don't remember all the people, but pretty much anyone who wanted to give a lecture could. And we set up chairs in the daytime. And in the evening, we had DJs and dancing. And our other friend Terry Pratt set up some cool lighting. And did I mention Pete Ibarra? He was also a big part of it. Wonderful guy. So it was a really successful event. Loved it. The highlight of the whole little festival out there, in my humble opinion. It was gorgeous. We spent like months working on these. The following year, it went to Burning Man. We loaned it out to another camp. I think it was the Mystical Misfits. And that camp, I'm not sure if it was them, but we loaned it out to another camp. And it got set up out there, but it didn't come back whole. Desiree had made this gorgeous tent fabric, this cloth, and it was like a stretchy fabric, and she cut it into diamonds and very intricate pattern, and it was gorgeous. I'll include some pictures so you guys know what I'm talking about. And especially at nighttime with Terry's lighting, it just looked gorgeous. The sculptures went to live at a friend's house out in the valley. He has a pretty big parcel, so he had it set up in his yard. And then when it went off to Burningman again, it didn't come back with some of the elements. It was missing Desiree's beautiful fabric. And it was also missing the big glass sphere that went in the spiral. And so this man held it for a while, and then eventually he's like, it's just not as cool without all the things. So he asked if he can come get it, and I did. And then I had it stored outside my studio in a shipping container for the last few years, getting rained on, getting rusty, kind of just piled up there. Then recently, I was notified that the owners of this building that my studio lives in, they have other things they want to do with it. With the building, that is. Oops, loud. So I'm going to have to move. So I got a new place lined up, but it's not huge. I don't have room for these sculptures. So I've been talking a few years now with my friend Gigi Casey. She's a wonderful woman who lives here in South LA, and I met her at a community meeting. She has organized or created, with the help of her students, a garden at the local high school. And this high school, it's a healing garden. It's called the Ujima Garden. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Sorry, Gigi, if I said it wrong. But a lot of these students at the high school they come from, they're experiencing trauma in their home life. Just whatever BS, that teens these days in South LA have to deal with. And so Gigi, she loves plants and she loves gardening, and she recognizes the power in plants and nature, the healing powers, just psychological benefits of being around plants and touching soil and watching things grow and learning about them and learning what it takes to make plants grow, and the aroma of certain plants and how certain plants are thought of in different cultures, and which plants are considered sacred by native persons or people around the world. And so she teaches these things, and she also teaches. It's just a healing garden in general, and it's a wonderful thing she does. And she doesn't get paid a dime. She just volunteers her time, and she's there all the time. And so she asked me before if I could make some things for her garden, which I really want to do. It's an opportunity for me to share my creativity, and which is like what every artist wants to do, is get the artwork, where others can appreciate it and benefit from it. So anyways, fast forward to today, where I have to move soon. And so I called her up and I asked her, I said, Gigi, I have these sculptures here. I gave her the history that I just gave you. And do you think that you could use them in your garden as a trellis or something for plants to grow on? And it's really hard to really share exactly how these things look because it's very thin. But anyway, she said yes, absolutely. She said I would love to have those, and she had one of the things she wants to do is have a little conflict resolution area where people who are having conflict with each other can sit and talk in this healing environment, this neutral, natural environment. So I thought, maybe this would be these 4 towers would be good for that. Yeah. So hopefully it happens. I'm really excited. I hope it does. There's a lot of work I have to do, like a whole bunch of work because it's going to be in a public school. I have to make sure they're absolutely safe. I can't. There can't be anything that'll hurt anyone, and it can't fall over. And I probably need to stiffen them up a little bit. There's some flex. I'm gonna weld these. Here's where they disconnected. Realizing how tall these are. There's 12 feet tall each one, and there's 4 of them. And then there's another one that's the spiral one. It's even taller. I think it's like 16, 17 feet tall. So anyways, realizing that back in the day, I designed a connection here, which unfortunately it's not really the best, really to get them reconnected. I'm going to weld them so that it'll not disconnect. Here, when we loaned them out, they got, because they're irregular, they're hard to stack, and so they got thrown into a big truck with other gear, music gear, stage gear, and stuff just got piled on them. They got bent up and beat up a little bit. Like this one here is leaning way to one side, which makes the center of gravity a little off. You see I have a crate of metal just kind of holding it. But anyways, I accidentally hit the button to stop recording. I'll have to splice this together later. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I think it's going to be a really cool thing in my community here in South LA. One of the things I really like about my community is that I feel they need me. They need me as an artist, because art is healing, and art makes a place special, and art helps people to snap out of their bullshit, like whatever they're going on. It gives them something else to think about and to wrap the mind around, about meaning, message, shape, form, color, association, context, all these like sub things to think about. That is not all your troubles. People, of all of man's inventions, art is one of the best, and it continues to evolve. So anyways, one of the other things I have to do here is shape these connections here. Don't line up with these connections. I think when it got loaned out, it got beat up a little bit, and now it's bent out of shape. Maybe I'll be doing a shout out pretty soon, and see if some people want to come and help restore these and make them awesome. Hopefully we can get them over to the garden, sooner rather than later. Kids are graduating and aging out of the school, and kids who could benefit from this. We have to make some stakes so that they'll be staked into the ground, so they're not going to go anywhere. More hanging points. We have to weld these. We have to triple check for anything sharp. So here just because it's hard to see these big sculptures, this is what it looks like. This is what each one kind of looks like. But 12 feet tall. It's kind of like a chess piece. The knight. Yeah. Anyways, you guys, thank you for being you. Appreciate you. Check back in and follow me and see how this evolves. I'll post an update. I think you might really enjoy seeing it with some plants on it and seeing it in the location that it's going to be installed at. I'm really glad that it's not going to just be destroyed, but they'll be around for other people to see and appreciate hopefully for years to come. We'll see. All right, over and out. Happy 2024, everyone. Love, peace, and chicken grease. right, Chonsky. This dog's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Thank you. All right, buddy. Give it to me. Give it to me. Even if he doesn't want to give it up. Over and out.